Welcome to this video on area and perimeter. Make sure you have your math dictionary ready to write down the words. Our first word we're going to dive into is perimeter. Perimeter is the sum of the side lengths of a plane figure. We have a rectangle, a square, and a triangle. Some shortcut ideas, but essentially perimeter just means you add up all the sides of a shape. Area is all of the space inside the shape. So if we had 1-inch squares, and I were to grab a square and we wanted to figure out how many of these squares would fill up this, as you can see, if we count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Go. So we have a 5 by 5. You'd be able to fit 25 squares in it. With our formulas, area is the number of square units that cover the figure. So in a rectangle, it's length times width. I'm going to change this over here. In a triangle, it's half the base times height. In a square, area equals base times height, much like our length times width. Area is the same thing for both of those. Diameter is a segment that passes through the center of the circle endpoints. Endpoints are on the circle. So diameter goes from end to end, and it goes right through the center. The radius, it's a segment whose endpoints are on the center of the circle and a point on the circle. So it goes from a point on the circle to the center. It is half the length of the diameter. Circumference is the distance around the circle. So the circumference is like if I were to pull it out and flatten it, it's the line length around the circle. Circumference is the circular word for perimeter. Perimeter is around a shape that has sides and edges, whereas circumference is the perimeter of a circle. The formula is circumference equals pi times diameter, or since we know that if we take 2 times the radius, it's the same thing as diameter times pi. So either formula will work. The area of a circle formula is pi times the radius squared. I'm going to do 3 examples. A square, we need to find the perimeter and the area. Well, in a square, opposite sides are the same. And if we add them all up, 12 plus 12, that's 24. 16 plus 16, that's 32. 24 plus 32 would give us 56. Whereas the area equals base times height, 12 times 16. And 12 times 16 is 192. We can go inches to the second power. I forgot inches for the perimeter. Inches to the second power means square inches. So instead of writing square inches, we just use inches abbreviated to the second power. Perimeter, we're going to add 9 plus 15 plus 8, which would give us 32 feet. And the area is base times height divided by 2. So 9 times 8 is 72, and cut that in half. We get 36 square feet. Last one, circumference, pi times the diameter. So in this case, we can leave our answer in terms of pi. So circumference is going to be 21 times pi. which you can leave your answer as 21 pi. If you're to actually use pi, don't round it to 3.14, but if you do 21 times pi, you would get 65.97 inches. Area is the pi times the radius squared. So if the diameter equals 21, the radius is half of 21. So half of 21 is 10.5. So if we take 10.5 and square it, we get 110.25 pi is our area, and that is inches squared. If we multiply by pi, we want to get an answer that we're going to round. It'd be 346.36 inches squared.